So today I'll be reviewing Pokemon Journeys episode 83, The Cleffa That Became a Star. This was a pretty interesting episode. We got the return of Cynthia, her meeting with Ash, as well as their battle against some Illusion Pokemon with a familiar feeling plot, so let's talk about it. So the episode starts off with a girl who we see making a wish, which turns it from day to nighttime, and after that we see Ash and Go, who learn about the town that's stuck as night, and Ash asks all the important questions like if they're going to always eat breakfast, and then they head to Johto to investigate. When they arrive in the morning, they realize that it's still dark and it's a problem for everyone since it's messing up everyone's usual routines. After that, Ash and Go see a shooting star, and that's when they meet Kirara, who acts as if they're watching the stars just like her, and she tells them that she's looking at the stars to find Cleffa, who's turned into one. Then we meet her mom and learn that her Cleffa has passed away and that Kirara has been stargazing ever since, and then her mom also mentions that she saw a strange Pokemon and Kirara describes it to Go, and this leads Go to checking out the museum, and when they get there, Pikachu's greatness detector goes off and he sniffs out the queen and champion herself, Cynthia, and she talks to Ash about the world championships and how she's in the Master 8, and Ash says that he'll make it there someday too, and Cynthia says that she's eagerly waiting to battle him, which is probably foreshadowing for what's to come later. After that, Go fanboys for a bit, and Cynthia talks about how archaeology is her forte and how she studies history and myths of Pokemon as well as rare Pokemon, and how she's traveling around the world, which led her to these ruins that she's studying right now. After that, Ash and Go explain what's going on, and Go figures that Unknown is probably the Pokemon Kirara mentioned, and Cynthia asks us to hear the full story, and after hearing it, Cynthia concludes that Unknown used their powers to make Kirara's wish come true. So she decides to go and meet Kirara, and she confirms that Unknown is the Pokemon she saw and talks about how she met it after wishing to watch the stars forever. And after she explains her story, they ask her where Unknown is so that they can change it back to daytime, but Kirara doesn't want that and wishes for it to stay night forever, and that's when the Unknown appear and surround her with power and create the Illusion Pokemon. So Ash and Go battle the Illusion Pokemon for a bit but aren't able to do much since the moves are with equal power, so Cynthia steps in with Garchomp, who uses a strategy involving Scale Shot, which is a new move, and Sandstorm to take down the Illusion Pokemon and Unknown. And afterwards, Go asks Cynthia why Unknown didn't just use its power to create an Illusion Cleffa, which I thought was an interesting question, and Cynthia says it's probably because Kirara just needed more time to accept Cleffa's parting. And so the episode ends with Kirara reflecting on Cleffa and her memories with it, as she says thanks and not to worry. Then Kirara says bye to Unknown, and that pretty much wraps up the episode. Now this episode was clearly inspired from Pokemon Movie 3 Spell of the Unknown, where Molly, the 5-year-old girl who lost her mother, ends up in control of Entei and has all her wishes thanks to the power of Unknown. But this episode obviously followed a different plotline, which I thought was interesting since it had to do with a Pokemon passing away and Kirara getting over it, which made this episode different but just as emotionally powerful. This episode did a lot of small things to really make you feel for the character, with her showing sad expressions whenever she saw Ash and Go with their Pokemon, which even Cynthia took note of, and I think showing and not telling goes a pretty long way in storytelling, and this episode did a pretty good job of that. When it comes to Cynthia, I think this episode was a good way to re-establish her in the series by showing us her interest in Pokemon mythology while tying that in with the Unknown. I know a lot of people wanted to see her battle again, but we'll probably get that later on down the line, either in the winter special or a masterclass battle. So that pretty much covers everything. Overall, this was a good episode. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. The next episode is the Lucario one, and that one airs on October 22nd since the anime is going on break, but I do have a video planned, so be on the lookout for that. But with that being said, let me know what you thought of this episode. Thanks for watching, and bye.